Hey guys, Louie here, and I'm going to get back to reviewing silver and gold prices around the world. But before I do, I thought I'd go through some of these excellent comments that were made on the video entitled Silver Moves Big, but Americans Don't See It. And I just thought it was just so interesting to see what is happening around the world. So I am going to look for some of the comments that people from outside of the United States have been making about silver and gold. Let me try to get onto these. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. And when we get done with reviewing some of these comments, we are going to look at China. We're going to look at Russia. All right, so let's get moving here. Let's see. Vegas Stacker says people have lost confidence in governments all over the world. They keep taking more from us and the bills keep stacking higher. It's a matter of time before SHTF. Let's see. Knave Child says major silver move here in New Zealand. Up $5 this month. Shot straight up. Let's see what the replies are to this. Mate, that is because I have been buying. Wanted to keep my own personal gold to silver ratio at 100 to 1. It's going higher than that, broski. There is a 2-week wait to pick up silver in Auckland for one merchant. Okay, so a 2-week backlog. Are you guys seeing backlogs where you live? All right, Accuracy Marked says, this silver's 15 to 1850 price move has me yawning. Wake me up when silver gets to 30. Okay, we will. Of course, in Australia, the move has been bigger. Isabella says, hi Isabella. Isabella from Austria, not Australia. 2 of JP Morgan's silver riggers are talking and pleading guilty. Silver rigging will get better and will stop. Boy, I'm not sure silver rigging will stop because when JP Morgan stops doing it, very possible the government, our government, will start doing it. How will they do it? Well, it's really easy. All they need to do is start imposing massive taxes on the purchase of precious metals, and we will be crushed. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's see. Tim Maybank says, the problem is, Louie, people in general do not pay attention to what is going on in the economy, much less the world. It always amazes me how much the average Joe is just clueless to what's going on. And he says, my grandparents, those people just got in this generation, does not get it. I'm sorry, let me start over. What's going on? I am up there in age-wise with you, Louie, and I saw what happened with my grandparents. Those people just got it. This generation does not get it, hands down. Thanks for the video. Well, I think the greatest generation, the predecessors to the baby boomers, they lived through the Roaring '20s. They lived through the Great Depression. They lived through, hopefully, World War II. Shout out to all veterans out there, like my dad, Losing Louie Sr. So yeah, they got it. They had hard times for 30 years. We haven't experienced anything like that. We think hard times are when our iPhone starts to buffer too much, right? I don't think they know. I don't think they know what's coming. Let's see. People are living paycheck to paycheck. Here, PD Ballerina. Hi, Ballerina. When everyone loves silver and are making videos again, it will probably be time to sell. That's so true because there's a whole generation of YouTube creators that disappeared from YouTube when the prices went down. If you're not holding the physical, you hold nothing. Let's see. Homebrew says, great points. We are seeing history in the making. There is a movement away from the public fiction and back towards the private, natural, common law of the real. Banking controls the corporations acting as countries and governments of which they have indeed lost control. The veil of duality is lifted. Okay, that's heavy. Let's see. New Zealand, silver price today, 28.80 on the 30th of August. It was August 2013 when it was last at this price. Okay. Okay, here we go. Thanks, Louie. From D Alpha B. I asked my financial advisor manager firm here in Australia if we could park some funds in gold and silver. Initially, they said they could facilitate it. However, when push came to shove, they turned around and said, no, we cannot do that because that would be taking financial advice from you. I mean, far out. This is the extent of our intelligence and our financial advisors who just outsourced your stock portfolio for a ridiculously piddly managed annual return of 5%. And everyone, take hold of your financial welfare and get your hands on some silver and gold. Well, I find all the financial advisors I talk to, including the video I just did of Dave Ramsey, are not believers. They're just not believers in precious metal. It is not what they do. Maybe you need a different financial advisor. Let's see, been stacking since 2002. Yeah, all right. Let's see, hold on. Leo Gillespie says, yes, LL, a lot of people here in Australia have ditched their stocks and are awake to the coming world recession. Silver and gold is being bought up at a solid rate. Okay, hold on. All right, Mr. Rogue Staffy says, vast majority of Australians only invest in property. Never hear of people talking about precious metals. Well, I think you will when the property starts to go down. Hasn't it already? And if you are investing in property, don't do it on leverage. That's a good way to lose your money. I saw a lot of people give their homes back to the bank in the last recession. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Leo Mark. In Brazil, prices for gold and silver have been exploding up as both price increase and currency deflation against the dollar. A double win for local investors that have been asleep as in the U.S. All right. Pete's F says, awesome content, brother, and I agree 100%. Bought a couple 100 ounces at around $14.10 US. Looking really good now at 1845 in about 3 to 6 months. Nice percentage. Thinking over $22 before year's end. Platinum is still a steal under $9.50. I agree with you. I just bought platinum. Although I think we may have a drop back on Tuesday. But I'm in platinum now. All right, let's see. Hold on. From Grayson Quinn in Australia and the RBA, that is their Reserve Bank, I believe, is talking QE. Yes, they are, and lower interest rates. I thought they maybe were be going negative there as well. But MSM still talking up the economy. I've been stacking since 2018, but I can't convince many that it's cheap. Even at $25 an ounce. Buy. Okay, well, you started stacking at an optimal time, my friend. 2018, everything was so cheap. And you know what's interesting is when it's cheap, you know what the news in the precious metals community often is? That it's going lower. So sometimes you have to turn off even our own community and do what you think is right. If you think it's cheap, if it's been, a stagnant price for a long time, chances are it probably is. Aristo Fain says, one highly important result of the monetary system we are forced to endure has been the progressive moral deterioration of society in general, both in Mexico and in the U.S., and actually the whole world. The world's thinkers turn a blind eye to the very strong link that exists between prevailing morality in a nation that its nation and its monetary system. And he's quoting Hugo Salinas Price here. I think morality is missing, and I think people are losing confidence as a result. Hold on, and I'll wrap these up pretty quickly. Oh, my good friend Jason from Bull Boom Bear Bust. I highly recommend this channel, especially if you're in the USA and near California. Great report, Louie. I'm glad you presented the chart of gold prices in various currencies. It amazes me how the dollar is still as strong as it is, but fiat notes around the world are under a printing blitz, making the dollar the least smelly trash, so shouldn't be a total surprise. Let the silver bull charge. And it is. At least I think it is. Let's see. What do you think about platinum? I'm in on platinum, even at these prices. Here, who is someone who is 30 and just bought 5 ounces of silver. Good for you. It's never too late to start. Hold on. Here is the famous Salivate Metals, best channel hands down in precious metals. I've gotten some feedback from my foreign views, especially regarding gold. Record prices. Crazy. Yes, indeed, Sal. Okay. Silver Trucker says, no one teaches precious metal that I can find. No one I know with a degree in business ever had a course in precious metals offered. I taught my CPA, did not take him long to figure it out. Yeah, there are sharp people and not so sharp people in all industries. And it doesn't take a genius to realize that the currencies around the world are being debased. All right, guys, so here we are. We are looking at the price of silver in the Chinese yuan. And we can see this morning, this is September 3rd, early morning. And in yuan, price of silver is 132. Here it is in the last 5 or 7 years. It has approached this point 1, 2, 3. Here's the 4th time. It looks like it is preparing to break through the 132 yuans. And let's look at the last major attempt, which would have been around late 2016. What was happening in late 2016? Well, we were having another push down in the currency versus the US dollar. So here is where we were in 2016, about 0.145 yuan to the dollar, and now we are well below that at 0.1394. Okay, as of today. So we're pushing to lowest levels. Let me get a little different look at this chart on a weekly basis. We are pushing to even lower levels still. Wasn't it just a few weeks ago that the U.S. called China currency manipulators? And looks like that didn't help. They are continuing to push down their yuan so they can avoid the effects of the tariffs. And of course the dollar is stronger still. I think there were other developments in the international market regarding the British pound perhaps, and Brexit, that the dollar is very strong from what I heard this morning. Hold on one second. We'll get a look at what the British pound to the dollar is doing. All right, guys, here is the British pound to the dollar, and let's see, the previous low was around early 2017 at about 1.2, and here we are again at 1.2. So there it is, the mighty pound, 1.2 pounds to the dollar. Looks like it's breaking new lows to me. Let's go take a look at the price of silver. Hold on, just one second. All right, here is silver today, 1537 sterling pre-market. There it is. Solid run there, guys. Wow, look at that. From 11 to 15. Wow, that's a lot more than we saw here in the U.S. Let's take a longer view of this. 17, 14, 15. Okay, here we go. pardon this. So it looks like we are approaching the 2016 highs in sterling. That is, I believe that's when silver was about 20 bucks US. But here it is. It's only about 1850, and we're already near those highs. So that is the effect of the currency changes. And I don't know. It looks like the pound is going to parity with the dollar. That would just be my guess. But let's see. The dollar is incredibly strong right now. I think someone said it was 99. Hold on one second. We're going to look at the pound. I mean at the dollar. All right. Here is the U.S. dollar index up at 99.29. Here is your 3-year chart, and that is a recent high. Not seen since 2017. Okay, so the dollar is strengthening, and this is not what the U.S. government wants. The government does not want a strong dollar, and in fact, they're looking at ways to weaken it as we speak, probably with some kind of accounting trickery. And if they are able to weaken the dollar ratio, the dollar index, I think the entire world will welcome that, because if the dollar drops, let's say, back to 90, what that will allow is the rest of the world to accelerate their quantitative easing. I think the only thing keeping the world in check right now is the dollar index, because as the dollar continues to go higher, their trading ability with the U.S. diminishes on top of the trade wars. So a cheaper dollar is in everybody's best interest. Of course, what will that do to its purchasing power in the U.S.? Not sure about that. All right, 1 second. All right, here we are in the Russian ruble. So currently trading at about 0.01492, which is about 67 rubles to the U.S. dollar. Here we have a good long chart, and you can see that the ruble has been devaluing versus the dollar, or perhaps the dollar has been strengthening, and we are at a significant low in the ruble. What's happening with silver? Silver is still pretty far down in Russian rubles. Now, with the currency declining, silver is making its move. I would call this a currency move. All right, moving on. All right, here we are. I'll put the link above to when I opened this transaction. It was just a couple of weeks ago. What I decided to do is buy the paper SLV. And it's been closed out right now, but this is a covered call transaction, the most conservative transaction you could probably make in paper precious metals, that's what I am. I'm exceedingly conservative due to my age. But what I did was I bought 1,000 shares of the SLV at $15.95. At the same time, I sold calls. These were way out in time calls at, I think they were about $16 calls. I generated $2,000 of income by selling those calls. When I closed this transaction out, the SLV had moved from $15.95 to $7.06. I sold those, and I had to buy back my calls at $2.71, up from $2.06. The net of those ins and outs was $460. I had trading fees. What was the trading fees on the call options are higher. They were like $22 a trade or something. The trading calls on the SLV, that's only $5 a trade. At E-Trade, net made $400. That's about enough nearly for a tube of Silver Eagles. So I was very, very happy with this transaction, which not a bad return, $400 on 16,000 in a couple of weeks. I've taken this same money and I've bought platinum with it at this point. Okay, guys, that's how that worked out. I'll let you know when I do the next trade. Again, not trading advice, but when metals are moving up, it's you know, there's some good opportunity there in the paper markets. And I know y'all don't like paper silver, paper gold, paper platinum. But if you already have a physical stack, I don't see the harm in it. I don't think there's any harm in buying paper silver. It's the manipulation of paper silver that has been the problem, and the spoofing and so forth. That's not these are honest transactions. And theoretically, when I buy 1,000 shares of SLV, they're supposed to be depositing 1,000 shares of silver in a vault somewhere. I don't know if that's happening or not, but in any event, this is how I speculate with call options. Okay, guys. All right, I will leave you with the gold chart this morning. Boy, it's been quite a run for gold, and there has to be a pullback at some point. And when it is, I think that would be time to accumulate. If you have not done so already, don't get anxious. Don't drop all your money into gold or silver or platinum this morning. Take a measured, conservative approach. And if it's gotten away from you, wait for it to come back. There's always a pullback. The question is, will you buy it or won't you? So you have to buy the pullbacks, right, if you're going to get invested in these metals. So I'd be looking for a pullback here in gold and silver. And it's hard for me to say what that pullback would be. There is so much momentum to the upside. But, you know, maybe 1470 on gold. Maybe 1750 on silver. But I don't know. But if you're not in yet, be patient. It'll start pulling back at some point. It probably won't do it when the stock market is crashing, and the Dow is not having a good morning. We'll see how far that goes. But we are in September, and some people are predicting very negative things for the Dow this month. We'll have to see about that. Okay, with that somber note, I will leave you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Louie out.
It sucks as an investment.